What's up? What's up? What's going on? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Uh, man, God has just really been really good to me. He just really, when I least expect it, He shows up. But not only does He show up, and I'm not gonna say He show up, but when He shows up, He shows me that I am His and that He loves me. I don't tell a lot of people, I don't say this to a lot of people, but for a while now, I've been struggling with some stuff. It seems like I've had a heaviness that's on me that has caused me to not really want to move like I want to move and be active like I normally am active and just do the things that I've become accustomed to doing and being. And I couldn't I couldn't put my finger on it. And then I started looking around at my environment and what was going on. And it got a little better after my friends came in here and we got the apartment. We cleaned out all the excess and got all rid of that. It wasn't so heavy, but it's kept lingering and I couldn't understand. I was like, God, what is it? Because I'd gotten so complacent and so relaxed with just being in the house. Now I know people used to say, man, don't you know how to stay home? And I used to not pay no attention to it. And then I got into a place where I ended up starting to be at home more because my grandbabies was here and things like that. And I was spending time with them. Hey, everybody. What's up? Hey, Sherry. Hey, Pastor Shalandas. But in the process of just evaluating myself and realizing that I had lost my routine with me and God. I stopped reading the Word. I didn't stop praying, but I just was not consistently doing what I normally did. And then I started really taking a deeper look at myself, and I realized that I was guilty of some things. And before you don't assume, because you're about to be surprised. I was guilty of allowing what I made a decision for people. I thought I knew what people thought about me. I thought I knew how they felt, all of that. So I made a determination based on what I thought about other people. What's up, son? I made a determination based on what I thought other people thought about me, and I started acting accordingly to that. I stopped trying to be friendly. I stopped trying to make friends. I just started kind of just closing off and just shutting in because there were a few people that were in my life that I thought were friends, and they showed me that they really was not my friends. They really didn't have my best interest at heart, and I allowed it to fester underneath the surface. And so I become more and more recluse and I got more and more comfortable. And see, when you get comfortable, exactly, no new friends. I got so comfortable in isolation that isolation became my normal. And I was cool with it. And then somebody asked me, said, well, man, why ain't you always usually have some lady, a girlfriend or somebody? I ain't want one because I made a decision. I said, okay, right now my circumstances are, I'm in a wheelchair, I'm overweight, I'm not as healthy as I need to be. I'm looking at me, and because of how I see me right now, I made a decision. I said, you know what? Don't no woman want to be bothered with this. So I'm not even going to subject any female or anybody to being a partner or being associated with me or hanging out with me. So I shut that whole door off. And in the process of shutting that door off, I didn't realize I was shutting off my lifeblood, because it is not about the physical. It's about the emotional and the spiritual. God made us not through His word, but through touch. He picked up dirt off the ground and He formed us. And even when He formed woman, He took out of us. It was a touch. See, there's a difference between, everything else He just spoke it into existence. He said, be this, be that, be this. But with us, He took His time and He touched us. And I didn't really understand that putting myself in a place where that was no longer possible was actually doing me more harm than good. And so as I evaluated myself and I looked at my circumstance and I realized I had cheated folks out of a blessing. I didn't minister like I was used to, and I didn't know how to encourage. I didn't encourage people. I didn't do none of that stuff no more. I just was like, I'm in the house, I'm cool. I come out the house, I go to the grocery store, I do stuff I need to do, being responsible for taking care of me, and I go back in the house and I don't deal with nobody. And it didn't even hit me when this one guy that I know, he a big dude, and he died. And for some reason, people were like, oh man, I'm so glad I saw you. I'm like, why are you glad you saw me? I thought I seen you not. Man, somebody said you died. And I'm so content and complacent in my little place that I didn't understand what he was really saying. We used to seeing you all the time. We used to seeing you move around. You inspire us. We see you doing stuff in spite of whatever's going on with you, man. You always got a smile on your face. You always got a positive word. You not negative. You doing stuff and we see it and we like, man, if Rob can do this, then there's no reason for us not to do. Well, see, then I stopped. And it's the same thing for a lot of us, but I didn't really understand it. But then yesterday, I'm back to, for a week now, I've been back making my jewelry. So I make waist chains right now because some people asked me to make them. And I made one for my sister Paulette. And she was at work, supposed to be at work. So I said, okay, I'm going to run this up to her. Now it's cloudy outside and it looks like it's raining and it's a little, but I'm like, no, I'm going to go on up here. I'm going to ride and do this. Now understand, I haven't been in my chair riding all over town for a while now, for almost a year. And I rode up there and she wasn't there. And when I first started out, my body was sore, it's hurting. It just, now I get up and I go and do stuff every day in the house, but it's not, anything long. So I'm coming back over the hill, headed back to the house. And all at once, I felt this thing I felt this weight that had been on me for a minute. I felt it just break. It just boom. It was gone. And all I could do was holler. All I could do, and it reminded me of when I was at Lively Stone Church, Pastor Shirley and all of us in a prayer meeting. And I started saying, I was laying on the bench and I was praying. And I just called out God. I just kept saying, Lord, Lord, bless me. Lord, Lord, help me. Lord, Lord, help me. And it just I didn't even realize it was getting louder and louder. But I know when I got up, I was different. But I'm telling you, when this thing broke on me, it was like now I'm comfortable in the chair. I'm not worried about what's going on. I'm free, and I didn't even understand. I didn't even, you can be in bondage. You can be tied up and not even realize that you're tied up. Do you realize that you can be holding yourself back from doing everything you've been called to do, to even bless people the way that you're supposed to be blessing people, to be effective the way you should be effective. And I didn't, these are things that, you hear about, but when you're complacent, when you relax, when you're not trying to really shake the boat or do certain things, you don't even think about your real purpose, what you're really supposed to be doing. And all I can say is this: get to know yourself for real. And when you get to know yourself for real, ask God really just simply, what is my purpose? What is it that you have left me here to do? Yeah, we've got this virus and we've got all kind of things going on, but God is still on the throne. And the thing is that once we realize and remember, God is still on the throne. God is still faithful. God is still working on our behalf. It's time. I used to joke and say I'm on the island of Patmos. Well, I left the island of Patmos, but I was just I was cool sitting just on the beach, just looking at the sunrise and the sunsets. But there's a work to be done. There are people to be blessed. There are people's lives to be changed, and they need encouragement. And it's up to us to fill our position and do the thing that we have been called and ordained and created to do. There is something that you do better than anybody else. There's nobody that can do it quite as well as you do. I found just really awesome. I'm on a social site and didn't know they had church. They had Bible study on Wednesdays. They had praise and worship in the mornings with testimony service. They have a Sunday service, and it was really cool because going and I got into that, and the teacher in me just rose up. It just came right back as we were reading the scriptures, and then there was a person trying to come in and challenge the teacher, and I sent him a message and told him, I said, hey, check this scripture right here out. I said it'll shut that down. And he didn't have to use it because the person ended up leaving. But we talked about it later. And he said, that was the exact scripture. He said that I went in mind. I said, yeah, that's what God gave me. He was talking about, being hot or cold or lukewarm. And I said the parable, the teaching of the seeds, how seeds, some fell on good ground, some fell in thorny places, some fell in, shallow soil, and how each one grew or didn't grow, or how it matured or it didn't mature, or how it died, or just how quickly it did not do what it was designed to do because of its circumstance. It was good. It was good. I didn't realize just how much I had missed it. But it's a beautiful thing. And I've been blessed with some people around me and some friends that, man, they have my best interests at heart, and they hard on me. And I love them for being hard on me. They don't give me an expectation, but they let me know that, look, we need to see you growing and doing the things that you need to do. To get back to one of my points, we have to stop thinking that we know how other people perceive us and how they think about us. Because when we do that, we limit our circle. Now, sometimes God will tell you that person don't like you, and that's the bottom line. But see, like for me in relationships, I was making a decision for the woman. I'm telling the woman, you don't want to be bothered with this. And for all I know, maybe she does. But I've already went and made a decision and said, nope, you don't be bothered. It's not happening. So because I made a decision on her behalf, I cheated her out of possibilities. I cheated myself out of possibilities. None of us have been designed to be by ourselves. None of us have been designed or called to not have someone in our lives. And it's not always about being in a romantic relationship. Understand what I'm saying? Sometimes it's a spiritual connection. It's how your spirit connects to my spirit, and we grow and we vibe off of each other, and we hold each other accountable, and we encourage each other. We do all the things that almost everything that you would do in a relationship, but it's our spirits that are in this relationship, and it's a beautiful thing of encouragement to each other. I'm blessed to have people like that around me. And it means so much to me because when I'm falling off, they not falling off. Or even sometimes we might both be falling off, but we falling off in different places. So they have the ability to help us be or get back to that place that we need to get back to. But man, I'm telling y'all, this situation, this virus that's going on, don't let it keep you in a place of bondage. Don't let it allow it to keep you in a place of isolation. Yes, you have to do the smart things, but ultimately, get some people around you that can bless your life, that it can encourage you, that can lift you up, that can help you get to where you're going. I'm just happy today, man. God is just, He gave me this little bit to just tell y'all, as I was, like I'm saying, as I was going up over that hill and I felt that thing break. This is the thing that He brought to my attention. He says, just up over the hill, just up over the rise is your breakthrough. Is that thing that's been on you is about to break. And once it breaks, you'll know a freedom and you'll know a sensation that you've been missing for a long time. And sure enough, man, yesterday and into today, normally I've got to where I didn't even want to get up out of bed and didn't want to go do nothing. And I was going to go do some stuff today, but I thought it was going to rain. So I'm like, nah, I ain't even going to go play in the rain, because I played out in the rain the other day. But I had to get up and go down and see my dad and get some stuff and do some stuff with him. And just going outside for that little bit, I was like, man, the sky looked different. The trees everything looked brighter. Everything looked different. It looked beautiful. Get out of your house and take a walk. If you can't really walk, man, go sit on your front. Do something. Let some air blow on you. Let some sun shine on your face. Call some people on the phone or do some video chats. Do some things that will spark your spirit back up. That thing that you've been doing that you fell off of, man, embrace it again. Don't beat yourself up because of where you were. Because even in the place of being complacent, believe it or not, you're going to learn some stuff. And what you'll learn a lot of times is about yourself. I realized that I like me. I really like, the me the me of a few days ago, I wasn't too cool about him. But when the me that woke up this morning, the me that went to sleep last night, oh, that's me. I'm like, hey, what's up, man? How you doing? And I'm doing stuff on social media, and I'm talking to people that I don't have absolutely no knowledge of knowing anything about them. And God has given me a word for them. And God showed me, He said, just because you think that you disqualified, just because you think that because you've been stagnant, because you've been stuck, that I'm just passing you over and I'm never going to use you. Stop thinking that, because I'm going to use you, because you're not going to stay in the place that you're in. You might be there for a minute. You might be there for a season. But trust and believe, when you come out that season of being in that place, you're going to be a totally different creature. You're going to be a totally different person. I found out today, I didn't realize it, the 31st of this month is Pentecost. If you don't know what it is, look it up, find out. It's the day that the Holy Spirit fell on us. Get yourself in tune, get yourself in line, because it's going to be a great, man, I really believe, because of what I experienced just a day ago. There's a whole lot of things that are going to fall off a lot of people. A whole lot of bondage, a whole lot of chains, a whole lot of things that's been holding us back. Yeah, you can ask yourself, what's holding you back? And you can say, me, I'm holding me back. But it's what about you is holding you back. It's either your thinking or your perception or how you looking at people or how you looking at yourself. It's something extra other than just saying me is holding me back. But trust and believe, when you get to know who you really are, when you spend that time and be like, you know what? I got some gifts, I got some talents, I got some stuff going on. And I'm good. My thing was something I was never a craft person when I was growing up. But then once I grow up, God gives me this gift to make jewelry and just make it just off of sight. And the stuff is beautiful, and it blesses people, and I'm just like, wow. But sometimes you allow the actions of others sometimes to make you change your direction or change your course. We've got to learn to be sure that we're sure that we're sure. We know God gave it to us, and until God says stop doing it, find yourself doing it. Find yourself busy in that arena, doing that very thing that you've been created to do. Right now, I've gotten 6, 7 waist chains or whatever. I did a bracelet the other day. I'm probably going to do some more, but I'm going to do these differently than I'm normally I use stretch cord, but this time I'm just going to do some line and make the little clasp and all of that to go with it. But man, yes, allow yourself to get to know yourself, and not just know yourself, but trust yourself and believe in yourself and like yourself. And some people say, "Oh, it sounds selfish and this, that, and the other." No, baby, it's not selfish. It's not because see, you can't do no good for nobody else if you're not sure about who you are. So get to know who you are. Get to know yourself. And once you know who you are and you good in that position, then you can stretch out and you can do some other things. And you'll be amazed at the how it flows and how things come together and how you know to move left or move right, because you're not just in tune with your environment, but you're in tune with God. And you let God guide you and let him lead you and let him show you what he really has purpose for you. So be encouraged, y'all. Get out and get some of this sunshine and this beautiful sunlight. Stretch out. Trust God. He got some great things going for you. He got some plans. He got some things that he is going to do with you and for you and through you that you will not believe. Think greater than you've ever thought about yourself. Stop limiting yourself. Stop limiting your growth. Stop limiting your vision, because your vision is so much more than you imagine. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for all of the love. Love you, Asaya. I truly do. Love you, son. Thank you, Tanya. Man, bless you, Minister Smith. I appreciate you. Thank you, Pastor. And I'm going to holler at y'all again. I'm going to get off of here and go do something. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm entertain myself somehow. But much love to all of you. Peace.